Do 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 do. All right. Give me 1 second, guys. I know that some people are probably hopping on in right now. Thank you guys so much. MDG, how you doing? What's happening, man? Elizabeth, what's up, everybody? Thank you so much for hopping on in, guys. I really appreciate it. Right now, I'm just sharing this, doing it very unprofessionally, but you know what? We're getting it. We're getting it done. That's all that matters, right? Thank you guys for hopping on in. How's your channel going? It's going okay right now. Thank you for asking, Brandon. I appreciate that, man. It's going okay. So far, nothing about the copyright strike situation, so I'm just hoping and rooting for the best right now. You know, that's all we can do. Sorry, I just wanted to share this all around really quick. I apologize, guys. Just going to be listening in. Awesome. No worries. No worries at all. How's everybody doing today? Thank you so much. Happy Saturday. And hit that like button if you're hopping on in here, guys. Seems like my ship might be running a little bit slower because obviously I don't know why. Hello, David. Thank you guys so much for hopping on in. You got a new chair, or am I? This is an old antique chair. I thought it would be very fitting for like ghost stories and shit, right? That's kind of what the point of this live stream is to talk about your own personal paranormal experiences. So if you guys have any stories you would like to share then please do so. Betty, oh, we have a lot of people hopping on in today. Thank you so much, guys, for making it. I apologize. I just took a shower not too long ago. My hair's all tangly, and it's everywhere. And by the way, I should go ahead and say it. I have to be out of here by 9 o'clock. 9:15-ish to take my brother to work, so I'm debating on whether I'll just leave it on, like, a wait thing. Why is Ash Ketchum retired? It's a solid question. It's mainly because I feel like I think they've ran their course with the character. I think he's done mostly everything, and there's only so many times you can do the same thing over and over again with the same character. Not saying that's what they did, but basically the story of Ash, as awesome as it was, especially in the Indigo League, I feel like it's just gotten repetitive in a sense to where he kept losing tournaments, winning tournaments, and then it was just the same old, honestly. And I just feel like, you know, he's ran a good course. I mean, he's been going for, I think, 20-something years, so it was just time, I think, to just let him rest, at least, or become a side character or something along those lines, which I understand. Oh, you're fine. Don't worry about it, Philip. You're good, man. Just got done shopping at my favorite store. Ooh, awesome. Ash got too overpowered. That's a good possibility. Good theory. Oh, you sent something to my P.O. box. Okay. Again, if you guys get me anything, I will be saving it for the birthday live stream. Good to see you, Shane. Thank you so much for hopping on in, Betty. Thank you, David. Sorry. Some dogs barking downstairs. Oh, Justin, how you doing? Is this for Tell Me the Encounter? Basically, I mean, for the short stories, if you have short stories, go ahead and say them here. And I'll read them, of course, on live. Hopefully, I can read them perfectly. I got my glasses ready. You can probably consider it to be a part of the Tell Me the Encounter stuff. I think that's fair. Coffee time with Jordan, basically. How does the Estes method work on Sam and Colby? And this is coming from, again, from what I can gather, and this is coming from somebody who has never used the equipment before, but I'm just assuming it's, in a sense, like a spirit box. Something that, you know, that's a good question. I feel like I would actually have to, I would want to know what I'm talking about 100%, so let me actually do more research on that, and I'll give you a better answer next time. But it's a good question. It's a good question, for sure. I watch a lot of these paranormal investigations, and I still cannot, like, unless I use the equipment myself and know 100% how it works, I couldn't give you an actual good explanation for it. I do recommend you become members or patrons so I can at least someday get one and go on paranormal investigations myself and maybe even do it someday. Estes method is my favorite. It's my favorite communication tool too. I think it's just one of the most accurate, one of the best for sure. As you can see, I got a JCARTS Arts pillow right here, and I'm snuggling it while we talk about this stuff. I would like to experience and go under the Estes method. I would love to also. Flashlights are basically... I'm drinking coffee. Flashlights are one of the things I'm a little bit skeptical about because it's so easy to trigger them off. I mean, it could literally be the slightest thing in the room. I mean, you could literally move the desk by a smidgen and the flashlight would go off. And I think there was somebody who actually made a debunking video debunking the flashlight and how it was going off perfectly. It's through the... See, that's what I was gonna say. It's through the radio waves in the spirit box. That's what I was going to say, but I didn't know 100%, so I didn't say it. Thankfully, I have people in the audience who do know how it works perfectly. How about when they go off on command? And he actually, the guy I watched the video for, actually debunked that. It was pretty crazy how he actually made it go off when after asking questions. Pretty interesting stuff, honestly. So, again, it is cool to see it go off every once in a while, but I would never... Again... And this is not Sam McColby's fault either. I mean, this... It's a really touchy subject, especially to where you have so many hardcore Sam McColby fans. You don't want to get under their skin. I'm trying not to. In my personal opinion, I don't believe... I don't believe it all the time. I just don't. Sometimes when it goes off like perfectly, it's like, oh, that's kind of neat. Maybe there's something there. But at the same time, you just never know. Big Dad Eye, how are you doing? Thank you so much for making it to the live stream. And by the way, guys, hit that like button if you're hopping on in here. Do you think Corey will do Sam and Colby? Do you think Corey will do Sam and Colby are still friends? Do I think they're still friends? I think they are still friends because I noticed that on their Instagrams, Sam and Colby like some of Corey's posts, so I'm assuming they are still friends. I have no question in my mind. I even think Corey actually said, you know, he made a prayer. He gave good thoughts for Colby when he was going through his cancer situation. I have no doubt that those guys are still friends. Jay, Corey, I have no doubt are still friends with Sam and Colby. I just don't think they're into the same content that Sam and Colby are into. I think they like to do their own thing. I don't think they like to be, in a sense, I would hate to say it, the side characters, if that makes any sense whatsoever. The co-stars. Like, I think they like to run their own stuff. Like, Corey and Elton are pretty much the face of Overnight, in a sense. So I feel like, yeah, those guys. Sam and Colby run their channel. I mean, the channel's called Sam and Colby, so you would assume that Sam and Colby are the main guys of the channel. So, at least with Overnight, you know, it kind of makes it easier not to put people as the face of that channel because it's just called Overnight. My channel's called JCARTS, for example, so, like, most of the time people just assume it's my channel, JCARTS. I called it JCARTS Arts to kind of separate that a little bit instead of just calling it JCART. But the other channel is mainly just, yeah, that's my channel, JCART, yeah. I grew up with a ghost in my home. The house is over 100 plus years old. He stayed mostly in the living room. He seemed to be protective of the house, the entity that stayed in a tree outside. Ooh, that is pretty interesting. What's up, Nick and Thor? The thermal image gun is a tool that I would love to explore with. How do you explain when an image shows up, there's something there? Again, that's why it's kind of interesting, because sometimes you just can't explain it, yeah. The flashlight is more believable than candles. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take much to blow out a candle. I'm just going to be honest. Like, it literally could take you, and if you give it enough gust, I mean, you could blow out a candle, but... Do you think Amanda can see ghosts? From, like, Amanda and Mackie and Amanda? I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to say yes. I do think she is probably more of an empath than, let's say, me or most other people. But I do find it sometimes, and again, I'm not wanting to come off like that person who's attacking these people because it's not my place. I'm a content creator too, and I do have a lot of respect for them as content creators. As a person, though, I don't know if I buy everything 100%. If I was going to be honest with you, I don't know if I do. But then again, it's not like I have had a conversation with her or, like, I've been in the same room and she's actually done something that's blown my mind, so I can't really say a 100%. It's just when watching these videos, do I believe it all the time? I don't know. I just don't. Other than the Estes method, is there any other paranormal tool that you think works better than others? That's another good question. The Estes method, I do think is, like, the best. I don't know a lot about the... I would say to have a casual recorder doing the EVP sessions, I think are pretty good, too. I think when you catch a voice on a recorder, that is very legitimate. Do you have any ghost stories? I do have a lot of ghost stories, yeah. Yeah, I've told most of my ghost stories through the amounts of lives I've done. For sure. I do have a lot of ghost stories though. Did you know K-pop groups had experienced the paranormal? I did not. The video that made me kind of believe that Ken was the one in the Conjuring house with the little boy. That was interesting, but then again, I don't think the concept or the spirit of the little boy was anything that was necessarily not to the public, if that makes any sense. Again, don't look at me as don't look at me as I'm like I'm trying to attack these people, because I know there's a lot of negativity that comes with giving your opinion about certain people, and they automatically take that as, you know, negative and I'm coming after them, and that's not the case. I'm only saying that most of the time when there are spirits that some people talk about and like they're seeing, it's not like these ghosts have not been seen before and there's not stories about them already, if that makes any sense. Now, do I believe that she probably saw a little boy? Yeah, I do. I genuinely believe that Amanda, this is not just for Amanda, this goes for a lot of psychics. I know there are fake psychics, people who say that they're psychics and can see ghosts, and they've been caught lying in the act. So I'm 100% aware that there are a lot of them who will just trick you for the money and views. I don't personally believe Amanda is one of those people. I have full faith that she actually is a believable person and a very honest person. So for that alone, I'm not going to call her a liar or anything. But I'm also not the person, and again, this is with the paranormal content in general. I go into every investigation, every video that has to do with paranormal with a grain of salt, because I know for a fact that people like to fake shit for views, and that's without question. That's why I jumped on the Sam and Colby situation. I know a lot of people were saying that he said something else besides freak out under his breath, but that's why I jumped on that, because as much as I love Sam and Colby's content, I'm also somebody who does personally believe how wrong it is to lie to people for views, faking the paranormal, because people really want real evidence and you're lying to them. That's not cool, in my opinion. I have been watching your older videos. They have had ads on them, so you're doing something right. Yeah, I'll tell you right now, some of the older videos, man, actually I've been getting copyright claimed for the end credit song. Yeah, some of my older stuff, I had a lot of end credit stuff. But most of the older stuff, like the movie reviews, if you're talking about the movie reviews, I'm not sure what you're talking about when it comes to those, but those, yeah, those are pretty, they have some ads on them, yeah. Who is your favorite YouTuber besides you, obviously? I'm not my favorite YouTuber by a long shot. I think I am I'm a very mediocre. I'm very much buried underneath the gloriness of how creative a lot of these guys are on this platform, guys and gals. There's a lot of creative ass people on here. The boys, the Racka Racka crew. I'm a reactor, guys. I give my honest opinions, but I'm a reaction channel at the end of the day. I'm not even on the same level as a lot of these creative ass dudes. Like, there's no way. Not even Sam and Colby. I am not even close to the level of Sam and Colby, and I'm okay with that. I did not intend to ever be on that same level. There's a lot of phenomenal content creators. Adam the Woo is one of my personal favorites. I love Adam the Woo. I think he's fantastic. It's a crime he does not have 1 million subscribers already. I love Channel Awesome, Nostalgia Critic. I think he's a fantastic content creator. Chris Stockman. Who else do I love? I do like Sam and Colby. I wouldn't put them in probably my top 10 favorite content creators of all time. The boys, I love Molly. I think Molly is hilarious. I think Eddie VR is hilarious. Josh Dubb, all those guys, they're fantastic. Markiplier is pretty great. He's not one of my personal favorites, but he's great. Like, so I could name off a lot. Angry Grandpa, used to love the shit out of that guy's channel. Their videos as of yet have been mostly jokes, not real investigations. I kind of agree with you there. I have been watching your older videos. They have ads. You should watch YouTubers that are in prison. Oh, really? The boys are a funny group. I like the boys. I think they're hilarious. Very talented dudes. Yeah. You will make it one day. Hopefully. I'm wanting to make it to 100,000. I'm not asking for anything beyond that. 100,000 subscribers would be my absolute goal. I have not tried Mr. Beast Burger. And there's another guy, Mr. Beast. Pretty phenomenal content creator. Anything can be debunked, but it doesn't mean it can't happen. A chair can be made to move by a string, but a chair can be moved by an entity, for sure. For sure. I'm not arguing with that. I agree. You've been watching my older stuff, man. I appreciate you. You've been watching those old movie reviews. Goodness gracious. I appreciate that. I can't stand that older stuff, but it's a ghost. Mr. Ball and I watch. Domino's or Pizza? Domino's. Pizza Hut's not really all that good. I don't really care for Pizza Hut. You should finish playing Outlast and the second one. I know, I gotta get to it. Oh, fuck, I gotta get to it. I've been mostly trying to catch up with all this stuff on my on my main channel and everything, but yeah, I gotta get to that. Favorite food? I would probably have to go with General Tso's chicken on my favorite food. I like the chair, classy and elegant. Oh, thank you, Philip. I appreciate that, man. We got this at a yard sale. It's a pretty antique-ish chair. Pretty old. Don't think it's gonna be used for my like all my videos. I think I'm gonna go back to my normal chair, but this is pretty comfortable. I feel like I'd be probably more comfortable sitting in this chair than I would my other chair. I just got to figure out a good setup. Again, I got to deal with what I have, but it is a classy chair, though. You're absolutely right. Mr. Ball's one of the good ones. Yep, Mr. Nightmare. Yep, all fantastic. Nuke's top 5, probably. It's a haunted chair, it might be. Okay, that food chat yesterday was pretty epic. Yeah, it was pretty epic. I love how this was supposed to be taught to me about your ghost encounters. And we're all talking about food and favorite YouTubers and stuff. I should just say, you know, talk to me about you playing games is really funny. I appreciate that. I'm glad you enjoyed those gaming videos. I'm trying to move all my gaming stuff over to my second channel. So if you're not subscribed to that second channel, definitely subscribe to it. And just because I'm not uploading all the time, don't unsubscribe automatically because I'm planning on getting back to that. It also circles back to food. At some point, for some reason, it does, yeah. Food is amazing. You can't really argue with that. I took a video that my EMF reader spiked a few times on my Jack Sparrow doll, and it has a necklace with 3 pearl dangles, and the pearls were moving. That is pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Damn. Gotta love that. That's a fun little story. Actually, you know what I'm going to go ahead and share this with? I'm going to go ahead and share this with a paranormal group I follow. I think they would probably appreciate this. Excuse me. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Copy this. Boom. Have you watched them? I have not watched the Mario movie yet. I'm gonna probably go ahead and see it probably here soon though, because I'm really dying to see it. I've already heard too many great things. All my friends have practically gone and seen it and loved the shit out of it. So I feel like really crappy for not watching it as soon as possible. Okay, shared that. Awesome possum. Go ahead and share this here. I'm just going to share this up. All right. You just watched the Mario movie today. Very good. Awesome to hear it. Yeah, I've only heard good things about it. Mostly everything was good about it, except for obviously the critics. The critics are like shitting on the movie like crazy. And by the way, thank you so much, because I actually just remembered I would look at your video that you just sent me, Lone Fire, but my phone is like about to die, so I would hate to actually see it die. You should watch the Blue Beetle trailer. I know I need to. Not. How are you doing today? Thank you so much for hopping on into the live stream, guys. We have a few people hopping on in right now. Hell yeah. And if you are hopping on in, slay that like button for me really quick. So what did you eat once you ended the live stream yesterday? I think I had... Oh gosh, I can't remember. I feel like I didn't... I think I ate like maybe a bowl of cereal, like Raisin Bran, or like I had a small bowl of cereal. The picture reminds me of a line from Song in a favorite movie, Don't Deem It, Be It, and he did it very well. X Birdie, how are you doing? I'm a bit upset, so I'm watching you to cheer me up. Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad that I cheer you up, man. Thank you so much for hopping on into the live stream. Uh, I'm sorry to see that. I'm sorry that you're upset, though, man. Next video, Jordan's chair gets lifted. It's a possibility. It cannot not happen. I mean, might. You never know. It's fine. I should be used to it. I'm used to being in a bad, like an upset mood, man. I just when I'm in an upset mood or I'm sad, I normally go on live or I film a video. I try to find hobbies to kill that. Collecting Blu-rays, Funko Pops, horror memorabilia, things like that really get me out of my negative moods. I enjoy the little things in life, which helps a lot. If you don't enjoy the little things, then yeah, you should want Jacob Weber trying to criminal last meal. Why are you upset? Are you talking to me? Why I'm upset? I'm not upset personally. Next video chair lifted. No, you're fine. You're not bringing a negative mood to the live stream. Do you like 80s movies? And if so, which one? I love 80s movies. I think the 80s have some of the best horror films of all time. I would say that some of my favorite 80s movies include Return of the Living Dead. I think Friday the 13th, the final chapter, came out in the 80s. No, I have no question it did come out in the 80s. I think it was 84 when that one came out. I'm going to actually look that up right now because I'm going to feel like a giant idiot. Friday the 13th, the final chapter. 84, yep. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is one of my favorite 80s films. Yeah, I love the 80s, man. Without question. A weird, wonderful world. In my room, when I lived with my grandma and grandpa before they moved into town, toys, pencils, and the other small light objects would get thrown about and by an unseen force. I always mostly ignored it. Well, yeah, I think that's one of the best things to do in a situation like that. I think when you're experiencing the paranormal, to ignore it is one of the smartest things. And by the way, thank you so much for joining my live stream. It just really, I feel like the more you acknowledge that it's there and it's happening, and the more you freak out, the more it's going to enjoy wanting to do that to you, because it might find some enjoyment out of seeing you freak out. So I always say, if it's happening, just do your best to be like, ignore it, look at it and say, all right, it ain't working, you can leave now. Something like that. Say that, stand up to it. Don't let it feel like it's empowered, because I feel like once it feels like it has power over you, it's not going to leave and it's not going to stop. So yeah, just ignore it is so smart. My favorite slasher of all time is Jason Voorhees. Critters or Gremlins? Gremlins, by far. The first Gremlins movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I got to go ahead and react to that trailer that dropped. Apparently there's a new trailer for the new, like, Gremlins TV series. Which I'm down to watch because I love Gremlins so much. Secrets of the Mogwai, I think it's what it's called. It's pretty cool. Did you know Drake Bell from Drake and Josh is missing? I think they found him. No, they, without question, found him, yeah. Yeah. Remember when Sam Pepper pranked Sam and Colby? I think it was more of Sam Pepper and Colby pranked Sam more than anything. Yeah. It wasn't just Sam Pepper. It was both Sam Pepper and Colby who pranked Sam to thinking that Colby and him were captured, and Colby was executed in front of him. Yeah, I remember that. Wasn't a good prank. Was not a good prank. It was in bad taste. Apparently FNAF comes out in October. I've heard. I'm really excited for that. I enjoy Gremlins too. I think it gets a little bit more hate than it deserves. I think it's not nearly as good as the first one. I think they went too silly, and that really didn't win me over all the way. I really like the horror feel of the original, but yeah, the sequel is not bad. Bates Motel's TV series is pretty good. I've heard pretty good things about it. By the way, thank you guys so much for joining. I see a lot of people hopping on in. Awesome to have you around. Please subscribe to the channel. We do a lot of paranormal investigation reactions, paranormal talk, horror film talk. If you like all that stuff, you're probably going to like my channel. Let me go ahead and read this. Emily? Is that your name? Emily? If I mispronounce your name, by the way, you can smack me in the face. When I was little, like 3 or 4, my great-grandfather passed away. After that, I was in the basement of his house, since me and my mom also lived there at the time. My mom heard me cry, and I said that I had seen an old, creepy man. I don't remember this personally, but my grandmother recently told me this story. It's very interesting that you say that, because I actually have a very similar story. Very close to that, actually. My grandpa passed away at a very young age from me, too. I don't think I was... I might have been about your age, actually, when my grandpa passed away. I was about 4 years old. And my little sister, who was born in 2001, was in my parents' bedroom at the time, and she went under the bed. And she came out of the bedroom saying that Grandpa told me not to go underneath the bed because it's not safe under there. And she had never met my grandpa because he passed away way before she was even born. He passed away in like 1999. So 2 years before she was born. And they showed her a picture of Grandpa, and she said that was the man that said to get out from underneath the bed because it wasn't safe. Yeah, true story. Thank you for joining, and thank you for telling me your small story right there. That is pretty chilling. Home Alone or Home Alone 2. Home Alone, the original. Sam was also in the prank. He knew it was a prank. Again, when it comes to that, like, are you saying, like, he was aware that Colby was going to get fake shot? I mean, dude, again, if he was acting in that situation, that is Oscar contending acting. And I don't really buy Sam as that phenomenal of an actor. It looked like he was really crying. Like, he was breaking down. Like, he just, again, witnessed his best friend get murdered in front of him. He really lost it. I don't see that. I don't see him acting right there. I genuinely believe he was really believing that his friend was just shot. I mean, that is pretty close probably how I would react too. So I doubt he was acting right there. Have you watched the Obi-Wan Kenobi series? I have not. I haven't seen any of the Star Wars series, honestly. Hey, Harley, how are you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in. It's just one of those things, and I know people were saying it was scripted, and I think a lot of people were saying it was scripted because people really wanted to believe that, you know, Colby would never pull a prank like that on Sam, and they were all in it together, and that's why, and everything like that. I did not buy him. Yes, Sam and Colby knew about it. You should react to the interview with Zach Sang. They explained everything. It's a good interview. Even then, and one of the reasons you gotta, like, this is how my mind works. They were getting a lot of backlash for that prank. And at that point, there might have been only, like, one way to save their channel, and that was to acknowledge it was fake. Because it was a fucked up prank. It was a really fucked up prank. And they knew that no one was gonna look at that lightly. To make it look like your friend was shot in front of you. It looks... And you know what? They gotta save their channel. They gotta make sure that people don't think that they're that sadistic and would pull a prank like that. Not saying they're sadistic, but there was a lot of people probably assuming that because of that kind of prank that they would pull. And at that point, you just kind of have to, like, just say what everybody wants to hear. Not saying that's exactly what's going down, but it's not that crazy to think that it might have been what happened. I'm sure Colby was apologizing like crazy. He probably felt like the worst person after that prank. I have no doubt in my mind. I don't necessarily buy, again, that was fake because of how Sam reacted. Again, if you could pull that off, man, this guy might as well be, like, up for an Academy Award, because that was some insane acting if that was acting. I just don't buy it. His face was bloodshot red. His eyes were welled up with tears. He was screaming. He was looking away. He was shaking. I don't necessarily know about if that was all scripted. But then again, you could be completely right. I could be completely wrong. But that's just how I look at it. I'm doing okay, Harley. How are you doing? Well, you just said you're good, so I don't know why I asked that again. All right, let's go ahead and get back to that. Good evening, y'all. Jimmy, how are you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on in, man. I have so many stories. I was in a town. Gosh, you gotta forgive me. I was thrown off my bed. Might sound crazy, but I was 4 or 5 years old. I came back to bed after using the bathroom. I got on my bed and was thrown off. That is fucked up. The back of my head struck a table. Damn! A 5 feet throw off the bed. That is, well, that's poltergeist activity more than likely. At least for, fuck. Sorry. That's, yeah. Wow. Christopher Lee made his name in Hammer Horror. He played a real pain in the neck. Did you see Colby talk about his cancer? I have not seen that yet. So it could be one of my sisters trying to speak to me, or it was, let me go back up a little bit. A year ago, I was on a call with my girlfriend, and every time I went to sleep, she heard a girl's voice. At least 3 kept on saying Jaden, my name, on call, and said, wake up. My sister died at 3, so yeah. Wow. So it could have been my sister trying to speak to me, or it was something else, but I believe it was my sister because my mom had a dream when she heard the same girl saying mommy. That's so sad. It makes me want to cry. Sorry to hear that. They came up with the prank. The one that got shorter end of the stick was Pepper. The interview is good for anyone who wants to watch it. It might be something to check out. But again, why would you... The only way you would want to pull a prank like that is if you naively thought it was going to be a hit. You wouldn't do it if you thought... It's not a good prank to pull regardless. If I was with them at the time, I'd be like, you guys are dumb. Why would you want to pull a prank like this? You know how much hate you're going to get for that? Make you think that your best friend was shot in front of you? No, it's not a good prank to pull at all. Keem, how you doing? Thank you so much for hopping on into the live stream. You need to play Phasmophobia. It's a ghost hunting game and you can play with your fans. I know. I would love to play. Hopefully, if we hit my goals on Patreon and members, I can at some point get that stuff to do that. I would have to get my own VR headset and everything. My brother has one, but it's his. And yeah, I would love to do that stuff. Might be good practice for ghost hunting, right? So maybe at some point, yeah, if we hit our goals, I think we're pretty close to 150 patrons, and I mean just supporters in general. So if we hit 150 supporters, I'll really consider on going ahead and getting that VR headset, so we can get that stuff going. I mean, I probably should get a gaming PC first because yes, I do have a gaming PC, but it's kind of one of the lowest of low quality ones. And you need a good PC to play Phasmophobia, and so it doesn't lag and screw up. I already have a green screen. Thanks to my friends Samantha and Lane, they gave me a green screen, a really nice one too. So if I get the headset and everything, I can start playing Phasmophobia for you guys. It'd be really cool. I can maybe even do live streams playing Phasmophobia. Who knows? Ghost hunting with my cat. Yeah, that'd be fun. Phasmophobia with my cat. No, I would probably hurt him because I would probably freak out and scream. Hey Sebastian, hey everybody, thank you guys so much for hopping on into the live stream. Hit that like button, let me know that you're here. We have like almost 20 viewers and 12 likes. I know you guys can hit that like button for me, so I appreciate every single one of you. But yeah, I do want to play Phasmophobia. Is McDonald's better than Burger King? I like Burger King more, but I guess, you know, the popular vote would probably be McDonald's. Hey Jordan, sorry I was on another live stream from Decker Shadow. How's your Saturday? Don't worry about it, man. I understand. It's going pretty good right now. Thank you so much for asking. I love Phasmophobia. Ghost hunting with church. One night I was laying in bed and I saw a shadow move across my carpet. I thought it was one of my cats, but they were in my room. My room sleeping, and then the shadow came on my bed and got an inch away. That is next level unsettling. When a shadow actually like gets on your bed and shit, yeah. My dad, my little brother, and I have an affinity for seeing things. My mom would get mad at us to acknowledge anything paranormal or demonic. It's normally how it goes, to be one person at least, right, who will get like really nervous and unsettled that people can see things that you can't see. I know for a fact that if my kid ever like, and I'm gonna, you know, I could probably see it as a parent, I could probably understand that. The scary part about when your child sees something that you can't see, and let's say it's like harmful or scary to them, and you can't do nothing about it, is very scary because you can't protect them from it. All you can do is just look at whatever is out there and just say, get away from my kid. You're not allowed to go near them. You can't fight something you can't see, right? So like that is terrifying. From my face, and I saw my great-grandmother. She appeared to me a week before I had my seizure. Oh my gosh, that is next level. Wow. Playing a prank on one of videos takes away from the credibility it can lose. Hey POV, thank you so much for hopping on in, guys. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, please subscribe. Hit the like button. It means a lot. I shared this with the Paranormal group on Facebook, and I do a lot of paranormal investigation reactions. I'm a guy who likes to talk about ghost stories, cryptids, and everything like that. So if you're new here, definitely make sure you subscribe to this channel. All right. Me and my little sister both saw a chair move in the dining room while watching a Sam and Colby video. That's awesome. That's kind of awesome. I won't lie. I started to check out Squirm, by the way, and man, it's boring. The stuff was the killer worms doesn't happen until 45. Oh, wow. I feel like there's a lot of horror films, though. Like, whatever is the threat to the entire movie, like, let's say the movie's called, like, The Worms, or let's say it's called, Maggots. The maggots don't show themselves until, like, 40 minutes into the movie. My cat stares at corners of my room all the time. Yeah, animals have a really good sense, yeah. Yeah, slow build-up movies, I guess, it don't work for everybody. I get it. I felt very uneasy while watching the Conjuring video, like I wasn't alone and felt something touch me. Yeah. And look, that's kind of one of the... It's like when you're afraid, normally I think spirits can pick up on that, and they want to add to that fear, so I always just try to act calm, cool. I hear my name being called when I'm home alone. That's happened to me several times. Yep, hearing my name out of nowhere. And I'll go downstairs and be like, hey, did someone just call me? And they'll be like, nope. Do you remember Smosh? Kind of. That's an old name. Yeah, Smosh on YouTube. I remember their Link music video. This one time at night, my sister was shaking me when I woke up. When I woke up, she said, "Do you see that?" pointing at the door, and we saw a shadow of a little girl watching us. That's some Conjuring shit right there. That reminds me of that scene from The Conjuring, where the two sisters are in the bedroom and they smell that horrible smell, and that one sister is like, it's standing right behind the door, and it's just, there's nothing there. She's seeing it. That's fucking crazy. That is unsettling. It makes my hair stand up. What's the movie about? Giant killer rabbits? Wasn't there a movie like on Tubi or something like that? I lived in a 200-plus-year-old house. I swear the house had a nightmare demon. Had the same nightmare until I moved out. Yeah, that's pretty uncommon too. Is when you have the same nightmare, like the same entity shows himself in your nightmares. Yeah, it's pretty next level creepy. Only name I recognized from the Squirm was the main lead. He went to direct Incredible Burt Wonderstone. All my family were buried with only their head popped. All my family were buried with only their head popped out. A lawnmower would go over them. Wow, that is unsettling. That is a very specific dream, too. Creepy. Yikes. And you would have this dream constantly. You know, it'd be crazy if you found out someone had died by getting run over with a lawnmower on that property. That would be even more crazy. My spirit that is attached to me was since I was little is a jokester. He likes to open windows and drawers in the kitchen and makes my Alexa go off. It once said, "Shh, I can't tell you that." Ooh. You should react to Sam and Colby's video "Overnight in USA's Most Haunted Castle." I liked it and exploring with Josh is in it. Did I not watch that one? I might have watched that one. Maybe I didn't. I'm feeling better now, but I'm going to stay. Okay. I feel cold spots in my room, and the air conditioning was not on, and the windows were shut and locked. Sebastian, that's right for one. We're writing for another. Two people could watch one, but the other different opinion. I've not seen Wednesday. Do my pets see anything? It's hard to tell. There's been times where they would look in the corners of rooms, and there was times where my dog would get like really pissed off at something. Yeah, that's the dog downstairs. Yep. Do you think Tom Holland is still playing Spider-Man? Probably. The movies make a lot of money. People like him as Spider-Man. I'm so burnt out on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if I had to be honest with you. Like, I was wanting to react to that. I think Blue Beetle's DC, though, so I might check it out, I guess. I'm just tired of superhero movies at this point. There's so many now. So many superhero movies. And this is coming from a guy who loves slasher films, and there's like so many slashers. But I'm just so burnt out on the Marvel stuff, man. Specifically Marvel. There's a scene in the movie Caligula with the men buried with their own heads above the ground and giant lawnmower slices the heads off. Yikes. Have you seen Arcane? I feel like you would really enjoy. I have not seen Arcane. Stephanie, as soon as I wrote, I hear a dog. I can hear one too. Yeah, there's a dog. There's a dog downstairs. He was barking. Yeah, since Stan Lee died, it hasn't been the same. No, it's. I really feel like, and my favorite one of them was probably Infinity War. I feel like Infinity War was like the last time I actually had a lot of fun watching a Marvel film, and then after that, I just completely lost interest. And I'd say after Endgame is when I lost interest. Showtime, I'm sorry I'm late. I overslept again. Don't worry about it, Showtime. You're okay, guys. And by the way, I see like over 20 to 30 people watching right now and only 13 likes. Can you go down to that thumbs up button and do me a solid? Hit that like button, and that lets me know how many people are really watching, because it's not always accurate, but that is a really easy way to let me know that you are watching and you are here, so I should not worry. Wednesday, you're not missing out on anything, is a little cringy. I don't like the fact they forced a love triangle. Have you listened to Tricky House? I'll check it out at some point anyway. About, obviously, because I'm into that stuff. I like to give my own opinions about things. I think that's always fun. So hopefully I enjoy it. Hope it might not. Who knows, right? I have not finished The Last of Us yet, which I really want to. It's a really good show. You can never be the part of the Spider team and don't even start on Doctor Strange and the Little Nerd from Earth 1999. I've heard good things about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, though. I heard that was a pretty good time. When I had my seizure, I saw the light tunnel, and there was a person standing at the end. You know what that gets me thinking? And it's creepy that you say that. It's because I was the trailer for Men. Have you guys seen Men? I heard it was pretty big disappointment actually from A24. The movie Men had a trailer, and the trailer, there was a creepy moment where the girl is like yelling at like this giant tunnel, and at the end of the tunnel, there's a guy standing there, and all of a sudden he starts running towards her from the other side, and he doesn't say nothing. All you can hear is him walking, and the walking turns into runs, and it's fucking unsettling. And I only one who doesn't find Sam McColby cringe. Am I the only one who doesn't find Sam McColby cringe? I only hated it when Carl and Foolish were Wilbur were George were because I hate the dreams. So, I'm without question. I have no question in my mind. You are not the only person who does not find Sam McColby to be cringe. I have no doubt in my mind. Most of their fan base probably don't find anything cringy about them. I'm a very minimum opinion when it comes to that. And most of their newer stuff isn't even cringy. I just get annoyed because in some cases I find it to be disrespectful. It's not really even the cringe. I think their older stuff, yes, I find to be very cringy. When they're going and pranking people in like their public stores, that stuff to me is cringy. But their newer stuff, it's not really even cringy anymore. It's just, there's some moments where I'm like, damn. I really wish they didn't do that, because I wouldn't have done that. And I think that goes for everybody, though. I think there's a lot of moments in every video on YouTube where someone's like, I probably wouldn't have done that. And that's just how I feel sometimes watching their videos, more often than other channels. But that's not really necessarily me going after them. That's just me giving, again, my honest opinion. I can't really control how I feel about certain things. Which, you have the right to defend yourself in that situation, too. Yeah, I know Dad's Black is going to be one of their videos, yeah. After hearing reviews for Men, I'm hesitant to watch it. I want to see it because obviously I'm a big A24 fan, and I think it looked good from the trailer. They need to get better guest investigators. I think they're mostly thinking about, I hate to say it, clout right now, where they're getting big popular content creators to join them. Like, Carl Jacobs is a big part of Mr. Beast's channel. I wouldn't be surprised if the next like 5 years we get Mr. Beast to do a collaboration with Sam and Colby. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm actually even tired of like using Mr. Beast's name as like that is the highest of the high, right? I don't even like saying that because I really don't. I don't like to view other people above other people. I mean, I'll have my opinions. Yes, I like that channel more than others, but like as people goes, I normally don't like to say that anyone's better than anybody. And Mr. Beast is again not a perfect human being himself. He does a lot of phenomenal things and fantastic things for people, but I don't sit there and I don't bow to him. And there's some people who really think that he's like the best human being on the planet, which he has done a lot of things to actually prove that he is a phenomenal person. What do you think about Chris from Mr. Beast, or do you not know? Oh, you mean his I think he isn't he now considered a woman right now? Isn't he trans? I think he came out and said he was. That's him. I'm not gonna stick my nose into other people's business. If that's what he wants to do with his life, that's what he wants to do with his life. That's not my business. I wish him the best of luck with whatever he chooses to do. Have you watched David Dobrik? I've heard of it. I have not seen David Dobrik. Franco TV, what did you think about Chris from the... But good night, everyone. Gotta go. Stay safe. All right, Elizabeth, thank you so much for hopping on in. I hope you have a fantastic night. I hope you sleep well. One sec. Are you the person who had the nightmares? I'm pretty sure you are. Yeah. Don't have any nightmares tonight. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a fair thing to say. I think that's probably the right thing to say. Is that it's none of my business. Like if he chooses to go down that path, that's his choice. That it has nothing to do with me. So I wish him the best. Go for it, man. If that's what you want to do. I do not remember Daddy 05. The Paranormal Investigator shows the Holzer Files on Discovery Plus. It's pretty good. There's a lot of shows I want to check out on Discovery Plus. Ah, you know what? I just remembered I did not share this with my Discord. Beautiful. I don't think I'm sleeping tonight. It's 1:49. It's 8:48 p.m. where I'm at right now. It's pretty early still. It's getting later, but it's not like horrible. Yeah, I think he's like dealing with a lot of backlash though. That whole Chris situation. There's a lot of backlash hitting him. I think I'm going to go too. Nice listening to you all. All right, Cheyenne, I hope you have a great night. Thank you so much for hopping on in. Really appreciate it. My favorite cereal? That's a good question. I'm a really big fan of Rice Krispies. I like putting fruits in my Rice Krispies, so I'd probably say Rice Krispies. It's 5:48 in Los Angeles. Some people would consider me a psychopath for saying something like that. Gotta finish Killer Clowns now that it's back on Tubi. Gotta be prepared for a later HorrorCon this year. Oh, I know. I'm so jealous, man. I would love to meet those guys. I'd love to get autographs from all the Killer Clowns, the Chiodo brothers and stuff. I'm in the UK. My girlfriend lives in Minnesota. Oh, man. Oh, man. Lucky Charms? I was about to say Lucky Charms, but I think Rice Krispies at the end of the day. Opinion of pumpkin. Is that a content creator or like pumpkins in general? Like pumpkin pie, pumpkins. Opinion on pumpkins. Pumpkin. I like pumpkins. I do like pumpkins. It took me a while to get into them though. Like I used to not be like a fan. I mean, I had a pumpkin pie when I was a little kid, and then when I had it more recently, I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I do like pumpkins. I also love Halloween, and I love the symbolic pumpkin for Halloween too. I have and I'm a big fan of John Carpenter's Halloween, which is of course has a pumpkin on the poster. I do like pumpkins. I think they're badasses. I think they're badass. They make them badass. We make them badasses because we do the art and we mix it. Not a big fan of pumpkin pie. It's not my favorite. My favorite pie is cherry. I like cherry pie. I love Fruity Pebbles and Fruit Loops with a dash of vanilla coffee cream. Damn. That sounds fancy. My favorite cereal, Reese's Puff, Crispix, and Captain Crunch. Captain Crunch used to rip my mouth apart. Sorry, I just listened and read because I got food. No, you're fine, Showtime. Don't worry about it. My favorite pie is apple. Ooh, nice. Nice. Apple pie used to be my favorite one. Gosh, now we're talking about food again. Good golly. By the way, how many people here are subscribed to this channel? I'm just curious. I do know that Will Smith is no longer welcome at the... No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not welcome at the Oscars anymore. Could you imagine that 10 years from ever able to get an Academy Award? You know how crazy that is because of one fucking smack? A smack that could have been completely avoided if he had just manned up and sat there and just took it. And he could have came up to him after the fact. Instead, he had to try to prove a point. Make a stance, saying this is how you handle this kind of shit. Defending your wife by smacking people on live stage in front of millions and millions of billions of people. It was not scripted. It was not scripted. For a fact, because Will Smith's career is down the shitter. If it was scripted, it would have already been come out. His career is down the shitter. He's not getting any jobs right now. It's not scripted, or this would have been all already announced. It would have literally done him no good to script this. What's wrong with talking food? Nothing. Nothing. It always just comes back around to talking about food. Some Cocoa Pops with some oatmeal. Oh, wow. A lot of you guys are subscribed. Thank you so much, guys. Nah, there would literally be no reason to script that at all. That whole Oscar smack was definitely a real smack. Johnny Depp's finally making a comeback. Yep. We regain Johnny Depp and lose Will Smith. Do you think Coke and Pepsi taste the same? No, I don't. I'm not a big pop fan, though. I'm not a soda pop. I like to call it soda pop. I don't know why. But I'm not a big fan. I've let go of that stuff from a long time ago. Haven't had really one in a long time. So it kind of all tastes like shit to me now. But if I had to choose out of those two, I'd say Coke over Pepsi. Coke has a little bit of a better taste to it. Pepsi to me is kind of unfathomable. No offense to anybody who likes Pepsi. Honestly, never watched Men in Black, yeah. Bozo looks as if he has settled in pretty well. He's doing pretty good back there. If I ever started a film project, I'd give anything to cast Johnny Depp. I know, right? I love any food made with pumpkin. Yep. I mean, Johnny Depp would be a dream to get, casted in your film. I get it. I absolutely agree. Stephanie, POV, subscribe to this channel. Hell yeah, I appreciate you guys. We're on our way. We're almost to 17,300, guys. If you have any friends who are not subscribed to this channel, you share this channel with your best friends, and you're like, hey, subscribe to this guy's channel. Do me a solid, buddy. What do you think about Call Me Chris and Sam and Colby? Call Me Chris. I like Call Me Chris. I think she actually has done some pretty good investigations with them. I'm not saying I find her to be hilarious. I don't laugh at everything she does. I find Selena Spooky Boo to be kind of funnier than Call Me Chris. But overall, when Call Me Chris does investigation, she's pretty likable. I thought she handled that whole scratch on the back pretty well. So yeah, I think she does pretty good. So is Johnny Depp being in the new Pirates film? I don't even know if they are making another Pirates movie. I think they canceled it. The whole thing with Margot Robbie, yeah, they canceled that shit. No one wanted to see it. Johnny Depp wasn't agreeing to coming back, and he shouldn't come back because they screwed him over. My mom makes pumpkin pie from scratch. Nice. Johnny says he's done with Pirates. Yeah, I don't think he should come back, and I also don't think he should come back to like Warner Brothers either for like the Fantastic Beasts movies. I think he should be done. Have you ever drank Skull and Bones coffee? That will wake you up and have a Nightmare Before Christmas theme going on. That is dope. I have not tried that though. My cousin's wife's mom went on a date with Johnny Depp back in the day and has a picture to prove it. That is fucking awesome. That's dope. I heard he was a pretty humble guy back then. Like, he's still pretty humble today, but, like, really humble back then. like in his younger years when he first was like starting out in Hollywood. Disney and Warner Bros. Reacted prematurely without hearing the verdict. Yeah, that's exactly where my stance would be too. Is like they did not give him a chance to explain anything. They just said, "Fuck you, Johnny, get out of here." I wouldn't go back to them either. Sign me up for A24. So, fuck A24 if you're ever watching. Sign me up for something. Seriously, get me in something. I'd be honored, man. It doesn't even matter what it is. You could get me just to be in the background of something. If you're ever in Ohio, hit me up. I'd appreciate it. I would do anything for A24. Have you watched one of the Sonic movies? I've seen the Sonic movie. That was pretty good. It was pretty good. I would give it like a 7 out of 10. The first one. What is my opinion on grits? Is that like a cereal? I don't think I've ever had it or seen it. Do you think Lady Gaga will do a good job as Harley Quinn? I have no doubt. I have no doubt she will. There's a reason why they casted her. I don't think they would have casted Lady Gaga unless they knew she was going to nail it. So I have no question. She's probably going to be nominated for an Academy Award. It's probably going to be that good. If I were going to be honest. I have really high hopes for her to do amazing in that movie. She will probably be the best Harley Quinn. If the script is that good. And judging by the first movie, it's probably going to be pretty damn good. I still need to see Sonic 2. Also, I do need to see Sonic 2. Knuckles is one of my favorite characters, and I still haven't seen it. How did Aaron Carter die? I think that's the guy from... If I'm not mistaken, I think the guy took his own life. I think that's who that is. I can't tell you how he did it, but I just know he took his own life. Scream 6 is amazing. I've heard really good things about it. What is your opinion on Pepsi? She was a good star. She was good in A Star is Born. Yeah, I've heard some really good things. Wasn't she nominated for an Academy Award for A Star is Born, or was that not? Aaron Carter, the singer from Liberty for Liberty Kids. Yeah, I actually recently found out he did sing that song for Liberty Kids. Blew my mind. I was like, no way, that's him. I didn't even know that until recently. Pretty crazy. One of the best openings to any show ever. I think Harley Quinn is going to be a figment of Joker's imagination. That would be pretty crazy. Though, honestly, maybe she will be. Maybe she will be. Though I would personally like to see, like, she was actually there. Only because they already did the whole figment of imagination in the last one. Spoiler, sorry. Sharon, hi, how you doing? Sonic 2 is great, or not. I really heard good things about Sonic 2. A lot of people said it was better than the first one. Like, a lot of people, like everybody I've actually talked to said it was better than the first one. Now, I'm already hearing that the Mario movie is better than both Sonic movies. So, fuck, I really want to see it so bad. She was and got the Oscar for original song. Fuck yeah. Good shit. Do you Chase and Todd Robin sometimes a good guy? Yeah. Coco. Oh, fuck. Lone Fire, how could you do this to me? Coco or Encanto? Coco. Coco. That's a good question. Coco. I thought Coco was absolutely phenomenal. Coco is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. It's so good. Encanto was good. Like, it's really good. It has better music. No. Probably about even. Yeah, I'd go to Coco. I just love the story. It's so good. Made me cry like a bitch. I love it. Hear me out. Batman and everyone isn't real, and Joker is just making up scenarios in his head because he's about to die. That might be interesting. I literally watched the Mario movie today, and it was great. I'm so jealous. I really want to see it. What's with the chair? Do you like it, Peachy? I'm glad you finally made it. Do you like it? It's an antique chair. I was hoping to talk about ghost stories and everything, and we've done it several here and there, but... another ghost story! Jay Newell, thank you so much for hopping on in. So, felt like telling one of my ghost encounters. I had footsteps appear in front of me and 3 others in the snow to the point of we heard the snow crush and saw the steps. Oh, that's cool. That is a cool encounter. I like that. Thank you again for joining and saying that. I like that's the point of this live stream too, is to say give us some ghost stories. Coco made me cry, made me think of my grandmother. Absolutely. Yes, check out Coco if you haven't. I highly recommend it. It's way better than like you may think. Oh, you're watching Creator Clash? Alright. I get it. I actually have to go here in a few minutes anyways, because I have to drive my brother to work. Only for a sec. I'm leaving. I'm watching Creator Clash. Have you seen Johnny Depp in What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Leonardo DiCaprio plays a great supporting role. I have not seen that movie. I did see him in Ed Wood, though. It was in Norwich, Norwich University in Vermont. Ooh, and you even gave us a location. Thank you so much. That is dope. That is a dope story, man. Even saw the footprints. Have you played Arkham Knights? I have not. I played Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I beat both of those, and I haven't played anything after that. I have seen Space Jam. That was a childhood classic, but it does not hold up as I once remembered, if I had to be honest with you. I watched it right before I watched Space Jam New Legacy, which at the time I liked New Legacy. Now I don't. I think it's kind of shitty. But Space Jam, the first one, in my personal opinion, does not hold up that well. I watched it. The acting is so bad. Bugs Bunny and them are fun to watch, but that's probably about it. I still like it. I'd still own it on Blu-ray because of nostalgia purposes, but it's not one I would go back to. So will we get a third Paranormal interview, Jordan? At some point, yeah, I'm hoping. Newell, did you know the history of the university? By the way, I appreciate you for hopping on in here, Peachy. I'm glad you could at least make it for a little bit. Where did I get the chair? Yard sale. I have the first Space Jam original Bugs and Taz jerseys. That is dope. I got some of the McDonald's toys actually in the closet of the original Space Jam. Hannah! Hey, thank you so much for hopping on in. Glad you can make it. Heard a disembodied voice in my house, but I knew it was one of the spirits I work. I'm gonna read that again. Heard a disembodied voice in my house, but I knew it was one of the spirits I work with regularly. Interesting. So how many spirits do you work with? It's not the only thing that happened there to me, just the one that had others see the same thing happen. Cool. That's cool though. I mean, it's awesome that you had more than one person. That's always kind of a goal for me, and that's why if we ever hit my goals on Patreon or members, so if you guys want to see me do paranormal investigations someday, become a monthly subscriber by becoming a member down below. Click the join button. Means the world. As soon as we hit our main goal, I plan on doing paranormal investigations myself, which means I would have the money and I could be able to afford to get the equipment I need to go around and actually go investigate some of the places that I've watched other people investigate, see what happens to me. So if you guys want to see that someday and want me to continue being a YouTuber, a content creator, please do me the solid. Even for $1 or $2 a month, it means the world. And we're aiming for our goals. We already got maybe 80 plus supporters right now, so we're already on our way to kicking some serious ass. And by the way, your names will be at the end credits of all of those videos, including all the reactions I do for other paranormal investigations. So be a part of the journey. Join me, maniacs. And that's why what I call my subscribers, by the way, are maniacs. And you have the option to become a maniac with a knife, machete, or a chainsaw by clicking the join button down below. Back to it. Okay. 8 mainly spirit guides. That's cool. 1 I still need to see with Johnny Depp and Dead Man from Jim. First Nations man confuses Johnny Depp. I saw a ghost when I was at Gettysburg. A woman took breakfast and dinner to her hubby and his unit. Dinner was at dusk. She always wore white. Out of the corner of my eyes, I saw someone in white walking. That's cool. My older brother got scratched today, and there were multiple of them on his back. That is no good. That is no good. Was it like in 3? With the scratches in 3? Because that could be a sign of a demonic presence if they are in 3. Now, if they're not in 3, you might be just lucky, and it might be just a spirit with an attitude. Maybe it's just an asshole spirit, which can happen too. I mean, we used to have one in this house. Does Sam still have an attachment? I don't know. I personally do not know. How did he get rid of his attachment? Well, apparently he told it to go, and that worked. But there could be a possibility he's still there. That spirit is still there. Coco is fantastic, a real tearjerker. I agree. It's the military college on Vermont, founded by a former head of West Point. A lot of things happened at the school between murder and self-harm. I have not seen Dead Man from 1995. That is unfortunate though. I would really consider maybe getting some help if it's like an actual demonic spirit in your property, because then it can get worse. Hannah Ray could be third interview? Probably, yeah. Did you know that Amanda is married? I did know that. Yep, it was 3, 6 in total, meaning 3 on each side, and the right and left. See, that's not good. And again, it could be a spirit, maybe aware of the demonic, and maybe it's using that to its advantage. So maybe it's not just the demonic spirit, maybe it's just an angry spirit. but you still never want to take the risks, right? So I'd probably go ahead and get some like actual professional help over there. He could have more because of how disrespectful he can be. Very true. I went to WKU. It was several haunted buildings, including the dorm. Hmm. Hmm. By the way, guys, do me a solid. Hit that like button down below. It's a thumbs up. Really fast to do. We probably get up to 30 likes, which would be awesome for this live stream. I'm hoping to do more where we talk about ghost encounters. I can mentally see them, but physically sense and pick up on energies as in I'm a physical medium. That is awesome. I don't have the ability. Obviously, I've seen things before. I have had my own personal experiences. Of course, if you go to my segment on my channel called Tell Me the Encounter, or not Tell Me the Encounter, my apologies, Why We Believe, you guys can actually hear my own personal stories. I tell them in full detail. So please go check those out, especially if you like hearing ghost stories. I do tell my own. I haven't had anything crazy happen to me of lately besides me getting poked in the shower, which never happens. So I knew it was automatically a spirit in my house. So, hello, just got home from work. Kayleen, hey, thank you so much for hopping on in. Someone else hopped on in too. I just saw their name. Dazia, the Potato Angel. Thank you, Dacia. Is it Dacia? Dacia? I'm an idiot. Sorry. Hannah, it's cool until you ask how the spirit died and you feel it. Yeah, that can be scary. Yeah. Ghost Hunters, yep, they did an investigation at WKU. When I was a kid, our old house, we heard an exorcist. What? We heard an exorcist in my neighbor's house, and the girl was yelling, I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very similar to if you ever heard of the Exorcism of Emily Rose, or maybe the real story of that whole situation. Very similar. Something very similar happened. How was the phase rug and Sam and Colby color? Am I an empath? I would not consider myself an empath. I feel like I have sensed and felt things before, but I would not consider myself a full-on empath. I am someone who wants to go into this further, though. I would love to make a career out of it. It just depends on how many people I can get to support this channel. So again, if you are someone who loves to support people and see how far they can get, I actually really recommend supporting me, because at some point I'm hoping to deliver on the original content for you guys. So it just all depends. If you like me and you want to see me continue, I have my end date is the end of this deadline. The deadline is 2025. So support me before then. Do you like Oreos? Yeah, they're fine. One of my guides is a wolf that I've trained. When we go to places, it alert me to the dark energies and growls whenever he picks up any, and I have protection ward. Oh, that is awesome. That's cool. What a cool guide. Fuck yeah. Alright, guys. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go ahead and end this live stream because I have to go take my brother to work. It was a lot of fun talking to you guys. Maybe I'll get on later. Who knows? So, again, if you are new here and don't want to miss that, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Again, when I say support me, I really want this channel to go places that are going to be nuts. So, please, if you have the extra money, support me monthly. And we're hoping to get more people to hop on in. We already got 80+ supporters. Crazy already. We're almost to 100 supporters. So if you guys can, means a lot. So thank you for subscribing, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of the conversation today. We will do more soon. Keep it retro, and please do take care.